He's signed to iRock Music, and as a debut single, "Walk Away" is very, very well received in the Ottawa region and is being played on multiple radio stations there. He had his first public appearance at a fourth grade talent show and was urged by a warm reception, and since then his music has really grown since, and so we're going to be looking forward to talking to him about some stuff. He did a radio tour, across Canada radio tour, so we're going to get that call. Let's get them called right up here right now. So here it is. You're listening to Jordan on Radio Nation. Tweet us our questions at Radio_Nation.
Hello.
Hey, Jordan, it's Nicholas from Radio Nation. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing not too bad, thanks. I can you hear me quite well?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
All right, perfect. I just want to make sure that I can hear you well, and I can in my headset, so everything seems to be good on the board. All right, Jordan, again, apologize for a bit of delay there. Bit of a hectic night here. A lot of craziness stuff going on here. So thank you for taking the time out of your night to come join us. The first question I want to ask is that you're from Carleton Place, Ontario, which isn't too far where I lived in Kemptville, Ontario. What is it? Are you there right now, and how much snow do you have where you are?
Yeah, I'm at home right now, and actually right now we don't have a lot, but our winter's been really weird. We've gotten like 2 days worth of nonstop snowing, or 2 weeks worth of nonstop snowing, and then 2 weeks of sun and no snow, and it's been really weird. So we're in a stage where we have no snow right now.
And anybody that is listening that isn't from the Ottawa region at all, if you're from there, you know one thing. Usually when it snows, it doesn't go away until March.
Yeah, that's true. We when it snows a lot, it's here for a while.
All right, Jordan, let's get into your career here. Now, you are a rising country musician in Canada here, and talk to me a bit about what got you started into country music and some of your earlier influences.
Yeah, country music has been like part of my family ever since a young age. Growing up listening to my dad listen to like Dwight Yoakam and Johnny Cash and Brooks and Dunn. And so at a young age, definitely those artists have always been in my ear. But as I got older and as my singing voice matured, I got interested in country music, and I'm a big fan of Johnny Reed and Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean. And I don't know, country music to me, it's the songs tell stories, and I really like that about country music. Is every song you listen to, it's a different story from the writer's perspective, from the singer's point in their life where they went through something and they somehow incredibly put it into a song. And I think that's one thing that's really great about country music.
You in your bio here it says that you really enjoyed people like Carrie Underwood and Mariah Carey, early on in your career. What was it about those two individuals that really drew you to them?
Yeah, I mean, of course, when I first started singing, my voice was higher, and I sang. I naturally just gravitated towards Carrie Underwood and Mariah Carey, some of the greatest vocalists on this planet. And I mean, growing up, I never really had a lot of training in vocals, so I'd listen to Carrie Underwood and Mariah Carey and just see what they were doing and try and mimic it. And I think that's definitely, it's helped a lot because they're obviously amazing vocalists. So as a young vocalist, learning from them, obviously, like whether they know or not that I'm learning from them, it's still a great way to learn and grow as a singer.
Now, what's the hardest part about being a male Canadian country singer?
I don't know what the hardest part, but I like it. I like the fact that I'm young, and Canadian is a big thing, and I love that. And I don't know if there's really a hard part. Maybe at the beginning it was kind of maybe getting people to take me seriously. I guess I'm young, and back when Walk Away came out, I was 16, and so all these all the radio stations are like, oh, he's 16, and then but I love that I'm young, and I love the reaction when people find out how old I am. And they're like, wow, like, you're only 17, you're only 16, that's so cool, like, how, like, much more mature people think that I am, as in, like, age-wise, and so it's really cool. I don't know if there was any, like, a hard thing that came with it, but I guess that would be definitely people taking me seriously as an artist, and I think people are doing that now, taking me more seriously. So I really like that.
Now, in your bio, you talk about that you really idolize your sister, your older sister, and she was a singer as well. From what I take it, talk about your idolization and your admiration for your sister.
Yeah, I mean, whenever my sister's 3 years older than me, so when we were younger, I looked up to her and I did everything she did, and I guess she started singing before I did, and I was like, well, I guess I have to start singing now. So I did, and then now we're here. So it's definitely, I always make sure I always have to thank her, because, I mean, if she wasn't alive, if she wasn't my older sister, and if she didn't start singing, then I wouldn't have started singing, and maybe I would have never known that I could make something out of my singing like I am today. So I definitely have to thank her a lot. And she's obviously been there through all the tough times, all the fun times, and it's definitely nice to have that support system around you.
Now, you've won a few accolades, including first place awards at the American Idol Experience and some other competitions as well, including the prestigious Stars on the Rise event. What is it like to receive an award for your music and your talent?
It's really cool. You know, I've never, funny story, because, I mean, I obviously, as a singer, you do competitions all the time, and I don't do them anymore, but back when I was first starting, I was always doing competitions, and I never liked it. You know, you're always getting judged, and I never liked the fact that there's people sitting there judging you, and they were picking who the winner was. And I mean, I guess at the end, the cool part is that I ended up winning, so that's cool. Everyone loves to win, but the fact that you can get recognized, and out of hundreds and thousands of other singers, and you get picked as the top, it's a really good feeling, and it really gives more confidence in yourself that what you're doing is right and what you should be doing.
You did a radio tour not too long ago across Canada. What was your favorite part about that tour?
Traveling. I mean, I love traveling. I could live in a bus, on a plane. I don't know, something about traveling in a different hotel room every night. I just love it. Also getting to visit all these amazing cities in Canada, my own country, that I haven't even gotten the chance to visit before. So it was cool to get to travel out west and visit places, you know, like Regina, and Vancouver was awesome. We had a day in Vancouver just to hang out, and that was fun. And meeting all these different people, like, I mean, you hear about all these fun morning shows that your favorite artists are going on, and then you get to go on it. It's a really cool experience, because it was kind of like my first like tour kind of thing. So it was a really definitely a fun and a learning experience. I had a lot of fun.
What was there a city that really surprised you in terms of just its overall atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, Calgary was really fun. I've always heard great things about Calgary, and being there, I don't know, it was just cool. And even the rest of the cities that we visited, like Regina, Saskatoon, and Vancouver, and Winnipeg, and just, I mean, I've never been there before, so you hear stories about them, but when you get there, it's just each city, it's a city, obviously, but each city just has a different feel about it, and some a better feeling than others, but they're all still amazing cities that I recommend anyone would go and visit them, because they're all really awesome.
Let's talk about your debut single, Walk Away, which has been getting quite a bit of airtime in the Ottawa region in particular. Larry, talk about this song. What sort of inspired you to come up with this song?
Well, I mean, I'm in high school still, you know, and Walk Away, it's about you having feelings for this girl, and or you could even be a girl to a guy, you know, whatever, and you don't know if they really feel the same way, but you're getting tired of always expressing your feelings, and they're not expressing their feelings, so you're going to walk away if they don't tell you. And I mean, like I said, I'm in high school, and stuff like that happens every day with the teenagers in my school, and I'm sure every other high school in Canada and around the world. So it's definitely a song that everyone can relate to, and I definitely relate to it. So the idea of it was not difficult at all to really think of or help with or anything. So I think being a teenager and being in high school really helped with that.
Now, you just brought up something that I wanted to ask, and that is being in high school. Now, I'd assume just based on your comments that you're not homeschooled and you do go to a regular high school. If that's the case, is it very hard to manage a career in music, and especially a career where you're going to have to travel and doing your schoolwork?
Yes, it it does get difficult, but all my teachers, they all know, they all see what's going on, and they're all really supportive. So they understand when I need to leave for a week to go down to Nashville or go out on a promo tour. So they're not strict, they're not hard on me for that. And I think that's really important, because if I didn't have that support from my teachers, I'd be under a lot more stress than I already am. But I don't know, it is difficult to juggle sometimes, but you got to do it, because school comes first. Well, in my mother's eyes, school comes first. But so I'm just going to say school comes first to make her happy. But yeah, it's definitely it can be difficult sometimes, but having the teachers' support along the way has made it so much more easier.
Talk about Carleton Place, Ontario, and the music scene in the Ottawa region, and what that's like.
Yeah, there's music. I mean, like another country artist in Canada, Kira Isabella. She's from Ottawa as well, and it's cool that Ottawa, as Canada's capital, is producing these talented, like, young artists, and I really like that. And Ottawa's full of different competitions and showcases and festivals and fairs, and I think there's about, I don't know, like 8 different fairs just in the area. So and all have live music, and it's really cool, especially growing up, aspiring to be an artist, getting to go to all these different places and perform at all these different places, that the atmosphere is just music, and that's what you want to be surrounded by as an artist.
Speaking of music and being surrounded by music, you're going to be playing at Canadian Music Week, which is no shortage of musicians are going to be there here in Toronto, and we'll be there as a Radio Nation. Will be there out covering it. What are your thoughts heading into Canadian Music Week?
I'm excited. I've never been, and I think, again, it's going to be, the atmosphere is just going to be music, and I'm really excited about that, because everyone there is there for the same purpose, because we're all celebrating music and Canadian music, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited about possibly getting a chance to perform, and I don't know, I'm just really looking forward to it.
Do you have an idea of which venues you'll be performing at?
No, we haven't worked out those details yet. We're still in talks and figuring all that out, but I'll make sure that everyone will know on my Facebook and my Twitter as soon as we know. So yeah.
You just led into my next question, which is really perfect here. Talk a little bit about social media. You're on it, and of course you have to be nowadays as a musician. So how important is social media to you?
Social media is incredibly important to me. I mean, it's how you. I think it should be incredibly important to all artists out there. I mean, it's how you connect with your fans. It's how they can ask you questions or give their comments or opinions on something. It's how they can connect with you and how I can connect with them. And I think that's really important to maintain that relationship with your fans, because at the end of the day, they're what's keeping you on top, and they're who are buying your records and going to see your shows and buying your merchandise, and they're the ones that are making your dream possible. I mean, without them and without being able to connect with them through social media, I don't know where we would be. So it's definitely really important to me, and I try my best to keep up with it and keep everyone updated, and I'm always tweeting and I'm always Facebooking and Instagramming and everything. So it's definitely really important.
Gonna just ask a couple more quick questions here for you, and then we're gonna let you go. What is one thing about yourself that people don't really know about you?
I don't know. I like to talk a lot, but pretty sure people probably figured that out by now. But I'm a really independent person. I've always been that way. I like to keep to myself a lot, and I'm not always the one to start the conversation, but I'm definitely independent, except when it comes to my family, and family's always number one. Family's always going to be first to me, no matter what it is. If it's between family and something else, it'll be my family. So I think maybe that's probably one thing that people don't know about me, is that family is what I think. In my bio, there's a quote that I said, is that if family's so close to me, and if I'm going places, they're coming with me, and it's so true.
Just two more questions here before I let you go. Where is one place in whether it's in Canada or the world that you'd really love to perform at someday?
Well, obviously, I would love to perform at Madison Square Garden. Because that's like once you play Madison Square Garden, you're like, yeah, I'm awesome. That's really cool.
Fair enough. You can't go wrong in Madison Square Garden. If there's one place you've always wanted to visit, then where would it be?
Always wanted to visit. Oh, wow. So many amazing, incredible places in this world. I think if you had asked me that a month ago, I would have said Nashville because it's Country Music Central, but I got the chance to go down there a couple weeks ago, so that was fun. But I think somewhere in Europe. I mean, Europe just seems like a really interesting place, and I feel like I'd learn a lot just by being embraced with all the different countries and the cultures out there. Yeah, definitely overseas somewhere.
Last question for you tonight is, do you have anything upcoming or anything before Canadian Music Week, whether it's performance-wise or music release-wise, that you want to share with us?
Yeah, my second single, Let Me Love You, is going to be out on iTunes very shortly. It's we just confirmed the artwork for it, and it should be out on iTunes this week. And any other updates, people can always find on my Facebook and my Twitter, and to make sure that they're the first to know what's going on.
Perfect. Well, Jordan, thank you very much for your time on the show, and you're always welcome back here. And maybe we'll see you around at Canadian Music Week. Let me know those dates, and I'm going to be out there covering some stuff, so I'd like to get out and see you perform live.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, take care, Jordan.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers.